Hey guys, so today we are going to be working with finding the perimeter of composite figures. And we're not going to write a definition, but composite figures are just basically not normal shapes. So if you look at example one here, definitely not normal. It kind of looks like two rectangles combined. So hopefully you remember the definition of perimeter, and it is basically the distance around a shape. So I'm going to highlight the distance around this shape. I need to make sure I have all of the sides because otherwise it's not going to give me the right perimeter. So also hopefully you remember how to find the distance around the shape. We just add up all the sides. So looking here, we have a side that's 7. We have a side that's 8. We have a side that's 5. We have another side 12. Another side 12, and then 20 is our last side. So basically to find the perimeter, we just add this all up. So I'm going to kind of do it two at a time. So these two, 15, these two are 17, and these two are 22. And then these two are 7, 5, 32, and 22, which equals 54. So here's kind of the important part that I need to talk to you about. We weren't given any units. And yesterday in your notes, you wrote like super important, the units. When we're not given units, it doesn't mean that there's no measurement. There's still a measurement here. We just don't know it. So when there is no given units, we just write it's 54 units. Whatever the units may be, they're there. It's units. Okay. So we're going to look at this next shape, shape 2. Again, I like to highlight. You can do this if you want, but I'm going to highlight the border here. We'll use a blue. So we have these sides, and these sides. To find the perimeter, we need to add up all of the sides. So I'll use a blue. We kind of have 3 different rectangles that are kind of connected to make one big polygon. So I'm going to separate it so my brain's organized. So for the first shape, we have 4, 4, and 3, 3. So adding that, that's 14 units. Then adding the second shape here, that's 2 sides of 7, which is 14, 2 sides of 8, which is 16. Adding that up, that's 30 units. And then our third side here, we have 2 sides of 8, which is 16, 2 sides of 9, which is 18, adding them up, 34. So that's 34 units. So now we need to add up 14, 30, and 34. 14 plus 30 is 34. Well, that gives me 44 plus 34. I need more room. And then 4 and 4 makes 8. 3 and 4 makes 7. So this one is 78, right over here, 78 units for the perimeter there. Okay. Moving on to the next example, 3. This one, we kind of have some larger numbers here. So I'm going to highlight, oops, I need my highlighter. Highlight this outside border. So I'm adding up 30, 30, kind of cross them off so I know that I used them. 15, 45, 65. I could add these up, but I'll just make sure you know. We'll add these up. 30 and 30 makes 60 plus 50. Well, we'll do 15 and 45 together. Make 60 and then plus 65. So this is 120 plus 65, which is 185. And then we still need to add Ooh, 20 and 25 together make 45. So we can just add 45 and 50. So 185 plus 95. And then 185 plus, I can't do this all in my head. That would be 10, 8, 9, 18. So 280. Oops. Units. I almost forgot. Even though we weren't given units, we still need to write down units. Measurement is important. Okay, so these ones are interesting. This is kind of like solving equations. You're given an unknown. We just have to figure it out. So here we have an unknown side A and then an unknown side B. So we kind of need to use some puzzle skills to figure out what those sides are. I definitely know that this side here is 6. I definitely know that this side here is 8. This side going down here is 3. So I'm going to erase all this so it's out of our way. But if we look at this side A, let me get out a highlighter. It looks like it's this side 8 and then all the way down to the bottom. So if we look over here, this is the same length right there. So we know that to this point it's 8 and then the remaining is 3. So we just have to add those up. 8 and 3, 8 plus 3 to get a total of 11. So in this case, A equals 11. Okay, then looking at B here, if we look at this whole entire bottom, it's 15. We know that part of it, right, is B, but this rest of it is 6. So we need to figure out if this is 6, what would be the rest to get to a total of 15? Well, 6 plus what gives you 15? 6 plus 9. So this B equals 9. So now we know all the sides that we need to add up. So we have this side 6, cross it off, plus 8, plus 9, our B, plus 3, that's B, the bottom here is 15, and then plus this side, which is 11. So adding that up, you should get a total of 52 units. Okay, this one, next one is definitely tricky. Number 5, we've got an A and B as well, but we've got like some steps here. So we need to kind of figure out how are we going to find A or B. Doesn't really matter where you start. Looking at, let me make my line a little bit smaller. Looking at A here, A, we can look at this whole entire bottom of 60. Or I can even draw it up here. This whole side would be 60. I know that this part's A, this part's 20, and the remaining is 25. So together, this line should be 60. So I know I have 25 plus 20, which equals 45. But I have to add this A together. So, well, what 60, oh, I'm sorry. 45 plus A is going to give you 60. Well, we could just subtract 60 minus 45. Got to borrow 10 and 1. So this A is going to be 15 here. Okay, we have a part B. So we know that this B is the whole entire length. If we look at this whole entire length, oops. If we look at that whole entire side, we can see that here, this is 16, this is 12, and this is 18. So 16, 12, and the rest is 18. So we can just add that up. 16, 12, and 18. I guess I should have wrote that. So 6 and 2 is 8, 8 and 8 is 6, 16. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, so 46. So this side B is actually 46. So looking at all of our sides, this is kind of a mess, but we have this side B that was 46, this 20, and I'm just going around, this side 18, this side A that was 15. This work is in my way. This 12, this 25, this 16. Goodness gracious. And the last one, 60, if I can fit it. So you could have done any process. You could have added them up like I've been doing, 2 at a time, add them as you go, whatever you want. But in the end, when you add them all up, you should get an answer of 212 units. If you didn't, you should make sure to see if you have all of these sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. Okay, and the last example here, we have an A, B, and a C. So let's try to figure out this A here. Wait a minute. If I kind of just look at this rectangle, this side should be the exact same as that side. So I know A is going to be 2 there. I can write it down here. A is going to be 2. Use a different color. Well, this B kind of falls along that same pattern. If this side is 5, shouldn't that side be 5? That was easy. Okay, C kind of is the same as up here. So I know this part's 3. I know from here to here it's 6, and from here to here it's 7. So if I add up 6, 3, and 7, I get 9 and then 16. So I know this whole side has to be the same as 16. So I need to add up 16 plus 5, well, plus the other side 5 too, plus this side 7, plus 2 going up, 3 going across, 2 going down, and 6 going across right there. Once I add all those up, I should get an answer of 46 units. Okay, guys, that's finding the perimeter of composite figures. Pretty easy. It is a lot of adding, but I think you can handle it. At this point, you can start working on the extra credit activity. Yes, the last week of the 6 weeks, I am giving you an extra credit activity. It is the, what's the area of my name? Okay, so you're going to take, I know it's backwards, but you're going to take the grid paper and you're going to write your name. There's my example. Okay, you don't have to do bubble letters. I just chose, you can do your initials, but it has to be 3 initials. It can't be just 2 initials. So mine would be A-R-K. You can do a nickname as long as it's school appropriate. You can do your first name, you can do your last name. It's your choice. Okay, once you're done, you're going to find and record on here the perimeter of each shape. So there's mine on the perimeter, and then you're going to also find the area. So for finding the area, you can't use length times width because these are composite figures. So you're going to just have to count the squares to tell you the area. Okay, and again, I didn't tell you the units, so it's units for perimeter and units squared for area. Have a wonderful day. I'll be back on Thursday.